Look at the neon light. Nicholas Winding Refn loves his neon lights. So I guess ordinarily he's dead and he keeps getting resuscitated. Is that a BT monster skeleton?
Hartman.
Administering shock. Stand clear.
There he is, Kojima's boy.
Well, you certainly caught me with my pants down. Glad you could make it, Sam. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to alarm you, but I am what I am. Ah, please, lay her down there.
That must be annoying as fuck, dying every 20 minutes and being resuscitated.
Still no sign of them.
You know your heart stops beating.
It stops every 21 minutes. I spend 3 minutes on the beach, and then return. 60 deaths and 60 resurrections per day. 60 opportunities to search the beach for my departed family. This is how I live. This is my life. So, while you've traveled to and from the sea an impressive number of times, my beach count is a little higher. 218,549. I see myself in that crater. My wife and my child. It's like looking at the shape of my heart. The doctors called it myocardial cordiformia. Mine is an especially unusual case. I have pictures. Care to see Hartman's heart-shaped heart? No, you really should. It doesn't run in the family. You know, I never came to terms with their loss. In the days that followed, I became obsessed with an idea that the beach is real and they are on it. I would induce cardiac arrest, 3 minutes at a time, and search for them, day after day after day.
Also, you could say goodbye.
Quite the opposite. It is said that everyone's beach is different. So what if everyone's afterlife is different too? I find the thought terrifying, spending eternity alone, which is why I decided to find my family and make sure to move on with them.
You mean die with them?
If death would see us reunited, then yes. But the repeated cardiac arrests took their toll on my heart. The muscle gradually deformed. And after a while, they started calling me the beach scientist. Hartman. I'm glad we could have this conversation. Oh. A body that doesn't necrotize. No sign of decomposition. It's as if she were still alive. The perfect mummy. An impeccable corpse.
What's wrong?
Where's the other thing you were supposed to bring? Ah, found it. Behold.
Wait, dead man.
It appears to be an umbilical cord. Human by the looks of it, I think. But this was no ordinary conduit between fetus and placenta. It looks more like a BT's tether. And this was Mama's? Yes. A body that doesn't necrotize, and an umbilical cord connected to the beach. These are remarkable discoveries, Sam. Enough to set my sore heart racing.
5 minutes to cardiac arrest.
That went too
I
quick.
apologize if our conversation gets cut short. I must go back to the beach and look for my wife and child. One person, one beach. That's the rule. But I'm the exception. My beach is connected to others, as if it were the beneficiary of a coronary bypass. Maybe this twisted heart of mine made it possible. All I know is that I will find them. Even if my every visit raises new questions, I'll have my answers one day. One day.
3 minutes to cardiac arrest.
The battlefields. The endless wars you found yourself trapped in. Why do World War era soldiers wander the beach a century after they fell? Normally the souls of the dead move on. The beach is just a corridor, a place through which they pass on the way to the other side. But if regret, resentment, a fervent desire to remain, if these feelings are powerful enough, they may give rise to an altogether different beach, a collective purgatory for an army of the damned. Clifford Unger. His misery and hatred, combined with your BB acting as some sort of catalyst, have brought these battlefields to our world.
2 minutes to cardiac arrest. Please proceed to a safe location.
It's just a theory.
You think Higgs is pulling the strings? Pulling all their strings?
Ensure you are in a stable position.
I don't know. But evidence does suggest that Higgs brought them here.
1 minute remaining. Please hold on to something secure.
Oh, before I forget, I have a favor to ask.
Activating lab security measures.
Could you just relax until I come back? Time stops on the beach, but not in the scene. Rest assured, it'll only feel like 3 minutes to you. We'll continue this shortly.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What a crazy concept, man. What an insane concept. Wow, so this is Hartman's world, my friends. He's on this search to find his family on the beach. And he has a special heart that allows him to connect to other beaches. Wow. But yeah, we were just getting to the point where he was like, you know, I think Higgs brought them here. I was intrigued to hear more about that, and then the guy had to go and die again. I mean, can he not die this one time until he tells us what we need to know? Like, I get it, it's your family and stuff, but you've been like 218,000 times or whatever, and Sam fucking Bridges has come here for the first time, and like now you can't spare another 3 minutes just to give him this vital information. It's like, damn, that's a hell of a... That's dedication, what can I say? Is there anything I can zoom in on? Oh, you press it but nothing happens. Oh, okay, you keep it. Okay, family portrait back in the day. I would assume that's his real family. Photo of beach immediately post authenticity unverified. Definitely getting so much more story now. I'm definitely happy to see it. I'm sure there's some kind of Easter egg or something in this bookcase. I can't tell what this little figure is here. I was wondering if he'd have some kind of Metal Gear reference, but I don't know if he's allowed to. Probably due to copyright, he can't refer to it in any way. It's a real shame. BT model artist impression. And of course, what is the deal with Mama here? They don't really... I mean, there remains in a literal sense, but she does look very intact. Hartman's AED. Okay, I think I've seen everything I can see. Ah. Whale skeleton. Do whales have teeth like that? Must be a different kind of whale then. Maybe it's an orca or something.
Administering shock. Stand clear.
No luck. Visit 218,550. Oh, sorry. Where were we? I may be used to the 21-minute cycle, but for a first-time face-to-face meeting, there's just too much to cover in one go-around.
Can't be easy living like this.
Yes. And no. Now that I'm acclimated to it, it isn't especially, onerous. Defecation, pollution, nutrition. Most of life's basic functions fit rather easily into a 21-minute time slot. Sleep is the tricky one. And intercourse, I suppose. Verbal or physical. Not that someone in my position has to worry much about either. Do you read, Sam? Listen to music. Watch films? You know, I keep busy. I have a collection of music, television shows, some very interesting short films, and stories. Everything consumable within a 21-minute window. All from before the Death Stranding, of course. But honestly, the 21 minutes I spend here, all downtime, nothing more. Time spent waiting to go back to the search. My body may be present, but my soul is on the beach. I'm already dead.
I know that feeling. Lost my family in an accident.
Well, I never expected you to open up to me. As it happens, I've read about your circumstances. I lost my family in an accident, too. I was in the ICU having heart surgery, out of town, in the city. When it was clear that I was going to pull through, my wife took my daughter back to the house to collect some things for me. And then they were caught in the void-outs. The city and the hospital were spared the worst, but the shockwave knocked out the power and my life support. I woke up on the beach. The people who died in the 2 void outs were there.
So it's not one person, one beach?
What happened? What's going on? I saw my wife and my daughter in the procession. Hey! It's me! Where are you going? Wait! Don't leave without me! No! Don't go! Please, don't go! The ICU's backup generator kicked in, and I was brought back to life by the defibrillator. Exactly 21 minutes after my heart had stopped. And that was the last time I saw my family. It's my damned heart's fault that we were torn apart, but it's also the reason I'll see them again someday. It defines me. I am Hartman. Ever since, I've walked the beaches of others. I follow my family's footsteps for a while, and when I get tired, I return here to continue my research. It's funny though, even when my heart stops, the pain lingers. You have any family photographs, Sam? Pity.
5 minutes to cardiac arrest.
You mind telling me what I'm doing here before you go back to the beach?
Oh, of course. There's a Prepperone station in this area. Our scientists stationed there are researching material from before the Death Stranding.
What kind of material?
The Earth has a long memory. It's trying to tell a story, one that goes back to the very beginning, one that not even the Death Stranding could erase. The scientists are all colleagues of mine from the earlier expedition. I'd like you to bring them onto the chiral network. Amelie proposed we establish our research posts along this belt. Despite a worldwide search, this is the only area known to contain fossils from the late Cretaceous period, when the dinosaurs died out. The assumption being that the last ones lived here, and here alone. You see, hiding in the Earth then are memories of a major mass extinction. Clues that could tell us how to survive our predicament. Certainly, that was Amelie's hope as part of the advanced team when she assigned our backup team here. The past informs the present and aids us in building the future. She was careful to impress that upon us before she went west.
3 minutes to cardiac arrest.
Shut up. I'm putting you on mute. Sometime later, we began to observe unusual activity in the tar belts outside Edgenot City. Vast quantities of tar began surfacing, spreading, consuming many of my colleagues, as well as a chiral way station. The whole incident defied explanation.
You think Higgs is to blame?
I don't know, but we needed that way station. It was essential to expanding the chiral network westward. That's why I'm asking you for your help in building a new one. It won't be much given the handful of equipment we've managed to scrape together. Nothing like the Knot cities, that's for sure. But a knot is still a knot. Sam, I want you to use the Cupid to put the scientists on the network, then go to Amelie. Afterwards, we can get back to the important job of researching the deaths.
This is ridiculous.
Don't worry about him, Sam. The air mat floor absorbs the impact. I'll unlock the door for you.
Wow. I mean, this character could be a film in and of itself. Nice move. Okay, this was certainly very interesting. I'm glad we got to have this. That's so random, but awesome. When you have someone as stoic as Sam, when you have someone as stoic as Sam, that was just so unexpected. Oh, I wish there were more touches like that. It's brilliant.
Sam, you heard him. You can grab the order at a delivery terminal.
Okay, alright. I think I'm done with this session for now. Very interesting things happen. Story-wise, probably one of the biggest sessions that we've had in the entire game. So that's good news. I will save here and return. And then I guess we gotta head around here somewhere or something. We'll go ahead like around here somewhere or something. So we'll figure it out in the next session. And see if we can make it to... See if we can make it to Edge Knot City in the next 2-3 sessions or so. What's up everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to the first commentary session of 2020 for me as we continue Death Stranding. Now, we had a really interesting session in the last one as we visited Hartman's lab and we saw his whole deal with basically every, what was it, 21 minutes I think, he dies. Well, his heart stops beating. He goes to his beach for 3 minutes to try and look for his lost family and then returns again. And he's just doing this on loop and he's done it like 218,000 and something times. And you get to see like his journey in trying to find his family. It's kind of a similar thing to so his situation is kind of similar to what happened to Sam, where he lost his family, so his pregnant wife that passed away and all that kind of stuff. So very interesting indeed. Now, in terms of where did that leave us, I think we had to probably take on the next mission from here. And basically we had to build like a facility.
Our ultimate objective in this region is to build a replacement for a way station that was lost to the tar. The first step is to put a shelter with our scientists on the chiral network. Now, we don't know the first thing about Emily's status or what Higgs is up to.
Great.
That's a concern for us as much as you. But we won't know more until we get to Edge Knot City. And that means connecting this region first.
Okay.
You should start with the geologist and the paleontologist. The latter's holding something for the Evo biologist, so I recommend you save her for last. That way, you can finish a delivery and link up the final site in one go. Once all three are on the grid, come back here. Then we can get to work on the replacement for that lost way station.
Okay, so that looks to me like we've still got a lot of work to do. Antimatter bomb delivery to paleontologist. Right. I mean, this terrain still looks very mountainous to me. What's on the car? Okay, yeah. So it's probably going to be more kind of floating carrier sort of stuff here, I would say. Handle with care, avoid impact. Delivery to mountainous area. Yeah, I think from now on, they're not letting you use your vehicles too much. So we'll accept both.
A geologist of ours has been studying fossils as part of his research into prehistoric extinction events. He's been out there conducting excavations for a while now and has begun to suffer the effects of chiral contamination. No doubt the result of excessive exposure to chiralium during the dig. Until the site is properly decontaminated, his work can't proceed. Nor will his health improve. So we need you to bring him some chiralium scrubbing agents.
Okay.
Administering shock. Stand clear.
Hartman.
The stratum the team was investigating dates from the end of the Cretaceous period.
Yep, I remember
The
that.
time of the infamous mass extinction, which brought the reign of the dinosaurs to a close, leaving small mammals to inherit the Earth. It's the most recent of the Big Five, and one of the largest mass extinctions the world has ever seen. In any event, our team found something truly remarkable. Can you guess what it was? A fossil beach. If that is indeed what it is, then he has made a tremendous discovery. Therefore, Sam, it is essential that you deliver those chiralium scrubbing agents as soon as possible.
One more thing, Sam. For this run, you'll be transporting an antimatter bomb. A Bridges paleontologist working on a dig says he needs it. Apparently, the fossils he wants to study are buried deep beneath tar, and the only way he can get to them is by blowing it wide open. Now, hopefully I don't need to tell you to be extra careful when handling high-yield explosives.
It's not the first time, man.
But in case I do, make sure you keep that container in one piece, no matter what.
Okay. Can we get started now?
Thermal pad. Indispensable gear for cold weather operations. Especially useful when traversing snow-capped mountains.
Okay, attach to the shoulder or hip. Sure. We'll fabricate one of those. Now, I don't remember what exactly I have, so for now I'll have my floating carrier, level 1. I don't have a huge amount of materials either, so I'm not going to get too excited. So let's just start with this. And see what we're going to do. Load.
Sam, I'm sure you haven't forgotten, but you need to be extremely careful with that end.
Yes,
Any irregular?
okay. Yes, okay, alright. Carry on back, I think. Attached to suit. Sure. Okay. So what do I got? I've got my non-lethal assault rifle. See, now that I've got BB, I should be safer going through mountains when there's BTs around. So I've got my assault rifle. My smoke grenade. Okay, so I'm wondering if I should swap this for the all-terrain one again. Because I'm not carrying anything particularly heavy, so I think I'll swap this for all-terrain once again. And then maybe get a bowler gun and one more hematic grenade. And kind of set off with that. I'm not sure I really need PCCs because I'm going outside the chiral network fairly soon. And I'm very close to full capacity anyway. So, we'll see.
Order assigned.
What the hell? Why didn't it... Oh, for God's sake. Why didn't you put them on the container? That's what we were trying to do. Right, that's more like it. So now I need a few minutes to sort myself out here. Okay. You never know when these are going to be useful, so I'm going to make sure I've got some of those. Okay, we'll go with this for now. Alright, my carrier is fully loaded now. But I can... Okay. I think I'm done. And ready to go. So I do like the fact that basically something I've always noticed with these sorts of games that are much more open world is that you start the game fairly linear, story heavy, lots of cutscenes. You only really just go from A to B to C and there's not that much room to explore other things. And the game doesn't really make it that easy to do so. So like in this game again you had no motorbikes. Hold on.
Sam, so Hartman told you all about the lake. How the attack that created it changed his life forever. Not only did he lose his family, he very nearly lost himself. For 21 minutes, he was in a state of cardiopulmonary
Doesn't need to
arrest.
repeat that, man. We know.
Under normal circumstances, he would have died. Therapeutic hypothermia saved his life. But the 21 minutes he spent on the other side had a lasting effect on him. Perhaps due to the shock, his Doom's abilities seem to have increased. And now he takes every opportunity to walk the beach in search of his family.
My apologies, Sam.
Oh.
You came all this way to visit me that I neglected to give you a proper farewell. Do be careful out there. As I mentioned before, this region is rich in memories of death and extinction. It should come as no surprise that BTs are sighted here more frequently. Perhaps you recall the models in my lab? Their designs were all based on eyewitness accounts. Though I suppose they must have struck you as strange, considering the many times you've come face to face with the real McCoy.
See, we can have codec calls that just happen in the background. See, this just leads me again to just saying, why the hell didn't we have more of that? Now, that's a good watchtower, but it's really far away. Do I even have the chiral bandwidth to make one? I do, actually. Okay. So I can make one if I want. So who's my first? First is geologist. 500 meters. Okay. I could zipline it there, but like I said, I'm trying to go a bit more on foot. I think the game wants you to return to your roots and get hiking. So yeah, as I was saying, with these games, like you start the first maybe 4 to 6 hours like that, then the game really starts to open up. So in this game, we start getting the motorbikes and the trucks, and like the map opened out and all that kind of stuff. Then nearer the end, things start to converge once again. So that's why I'm starting to sense here. So this is what tells me it's kind of we're nearing the final act of the game, because this isn't really a reasonable place to be taking vehicles around. So we're back on foot as we started, and trying to make our path towards basically the next location. So I do like the fact that we've kind of gone back to walking again. I saw a pickup thing, but oh, okay, it's crypto finance. We don't have a huge amount of chiral crystals, so